Hello and welcome. My name is Lucas Lechuga and I'm your host of Miami Real Estate TV. Today I'm at Casa Bella Residences, which is currently under construction but slated to be delivered in the second quarter of next year. So if you're a buyer looking to purchase new construction but don't want to wait long, this is an outstanding option. In a bit, I'm going to be meeting up with VP of Sales, Daniela Gutierrez, who's going to be taking us up to the 44th floor to showcase the amazing views from this building. Let's head inside. Wow, these views are phenomenal.
Aren't they magnificent?
I love that you can see the cruise ships right when you walk out the door, and obviously all the water. It's breathtaking.
I mean, you're overlooking really the nicest parts of Miami. So you have Star Island, Palm, Hibiscus, the Venetian Islands, all of the Miami Beach skyline. It really is special. When people think of Miami, this is like a proper Miami view. And then you also have the Brickell skyline that lights up at night.
Yeah, and you have the parks over here, so you don't have to worry about obstruction to the southeast. And even on the elevator right up here, I was noticing the views to the west and like southwest particular, because you have the Adrian Art Center right next to us. Obviously that's not going to get built anytime soon, and probably like 100 years down the road maybe. But like those views that way are phenomenal. And then you have the signature bridge, so there's a lot of buffer to the west.
I mean, the signature bridge, it makes this project iconic because you're overlooking, when people see Miami, all the aerials, you're going to see the bridge, and then you see Casa Bella right next to it.
And if you think of the major cities that have like the Opera House down the street, I mean, those are like luxury neighborhoods. And to have that literally right next door is such an amenity when you think about it.
I mean, lifestyle-wise, this is the most prime location in Miami, that's left to be developed. You're in between the two main bridges that connect you to South Beach.
So I was asking you earlier about the different ceiling heights. How does that work in the building?
So the whole building has, even from the first floor of residences, which is the second floor, you have 10-foot ceilings. And then as you go up in the building, so our Cielo collection lower penthouses have 11-foot ceilings.
And those start on 47?
Start on 47.
And we're on 44 right now.
We're on 44 right now.
So 47 to what, 51 is Cielo?
Yeah.
And then lower penthouses.
Lower penthouses and then penthouses. And the penthouses are double ceiling height, so you have 24-foot ceilings. So
24.
It's a masterpiece.
Well, Daniela, thank you so much for finally getting us into the building. We've been at this for probably about 3 months trying to get in, and today you finally made it happen.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. The views were phenomenal from up there. We were up on the 44th floor and the skies were perfect.
Yeah, the weather cooperated with us today.
Yeah, it is. It really did. And for the buyers out there, we were talking about this off camera, that there are a lot of options for new construction in the city of Miami, but this is one of the few that's to be delivered next year. So those people that are out there that are looking to purchase in 2026 or be moved into something in 2026 is one of the few options. The only option that I'm aware of in greater downtown Miami in the first half of next year.
It is. We're delivering in June. We still have wonderful pricing, and the buyers don't have to wait, which is great. So you get the newest, nicest building in the Biscayne corridor, and they don't have to wait.
And another positive is that the deposit structure is better because you are so close to closing, to completion. So what is the deposit structure? How does that work?
To 30% at contract, but every buyer has their own logistics, their own cash flow, so we're happy to negotiate a payment plan so we can chop up the deposit so they don't have to do the 30% at contract. Then the remaining 70% at closing, which is in June of next year.
And as far as pricing and availability, what kind of options do you have? Are they mostly at the top or are they throughout the building?
I have a little bit of everything left. So we have one bedroom starting at 1.25 million. I have two bedrooms starting at 1.5, three bedrooms at around 1.7, and then they go up in price from there. Gorgeous penthouses starting at around 5 million, spectacular double ceiling height, 24-foot ceilings, trophy penthouses.
Well, and we mentioned up when we were in the building, the lower units have 10-foot ceilings, and when you get to the Cielo, 11, and then the
double ceiling height in the penthouse,
24.
So the whole building is built with 10-foot ceilings, which is special. Typically in Miami, they build with 9. That foot of ceiling height makes a huge difference.
And how do the key plans work? I know the floor plans change as you go up the building.
What's special about this building is that all of the residences, even from the second floor, which is the first level of residences, they're all oriented, they're all facing the water, right? So there's no bad view in the building, which in Miami, that's what buyers want. They want views, and that's also what protects the investment. So there's no bad view in the building. They're all direct water facing, meaning they're all either what we call flow through. So, rectangles. So, sun rising, sun setting, which is beautiful, or they're corners. So there's no units that face only towards the back or, you know, towards the west, which is nice.
And what do you think makes Casa Bella Residences special and sets it apart from all the competition?
Well, a lot of things, but mostly the views are spectacular, but also it's more of a timeless, elegant, quiet luxury type of, you know, energy to the building, and, you know, in a market that's very saturated with brands, you know, cars, fashion, which is wonderful. There's a buyer for everything, but this is, you know, very classic, timeless elegance.
And the location.
And the location is phenomenal. The price is, it's the best price per square foot deal in Miami. The only reason is because the developer bought the land many years ago and was waiting for the perfect moment to launch. A lot of these other buildings, you know, the developers bought the land more recent, and then in turn they have to sell, you know, the product at a much higher price. So that's the biggest, you know, I think one of the biggest selling points of this building is that there's a lot of room for it to appreciate at this price point.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to urge the audience at home about is that we're in the summer months right now, but we're approaching the busy season. So Art Basel's right around the corner. That's when we get buyers from all around the world. And there is limited inventory here. So the buyers at home, move fast, because if you want a specific unit, it may not be around anymore.
The time is now. The best time to buy real estate is always now.
Exactly. So thank you very much, Daniela,
My
for getting us up
pleasure.
there. And it's always a pleasure having you on the show.
My pleasure.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. But keep in mind, there's very limited inventory. So if you're interested in purchasing a unit here at Casa Bella Residences, contact me as soon as possible so I can share with you the latest inventory and pricing. You can reach me via email at lucas@miamicondoinvestments.com or on my cell phone at 786-247-6332. But before you go, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below.